everyone, I'm Jackson Kennedy, and this is tonight's sports. Well, I'm feeling refreshed after a few days off. And you know what I did on my days off? I watched sports, of course. You can never get enough sports. The only difference was that I didn't have to worry about coming into work drunk, or high, or hoping diarrhea wouldn't interrupt my coverage of the exciting division races we have in baseball. So now that I'm back and the runs are gone, let's get you caught up. In the NL East, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs was the series to watch to start off the week. Anything but a sweep by either team wasn't going to do too much to impact the top of the standings. As it was, the Brewers came out on top in the 3-game set, taking the first 2 games on Monday and Tuesday. Tonight, though, it was the Cubs with the win, smashing Milwaukee 10-3. So Chicago leaves Wisconsin a bit worse off than when they arrived, trailing the Brew Crew by a game. Speaking of teams from Chicago, the White Sox used a 7-run 7th inning to beat the Phillies for the second time in 3 games, 9-3. That loss hurts Philadelphia as they came into the Sox series quite confident after taking a set each from the Yankees and Red Sox. Fortunately for Philly, they still only trail the Mets by a half game as New York was swept by San Diego, who blanked them in their finale tonight 5-zip. For the Padres, they're now just 3 back of the Dodgers, who are trying to find their game since the All-Star break. They are still looking for it after falling to Cincinnati 5-2. In the junior circuit, Toronto is another team who, after abusing the Yankees for a series, apparently rested on their laurels. The Jays promptly lost 4 straight afterwards before taking a 9-8 thriller in Baltimore tonight. As for those Bronx Bombers, they nipped the Devil Rays in 11 innings, 5-4, and remained 4 back of Toronto. And Boston still sits a game behind New York, keeping pace with a 13-1 embarrassment of Minnesota. In the Central, Detroit seems to have gotten some of their mojo back, winning their 4th in a row, crushing the punchless D-backs 7-2. Cleveland and Kansas City have thus fallen back again, even though both won tonight, the Royals setting a major league record by using 9 pitchers to shut out the Braves, 1-0, and the Guardians using 6 of their own to blank the Rockies, 5-0. But both KC and Cleveland missed their opportunity to catch the Tigers, who now, barring some catastrophe, will surely win the Central easily. Finally, out west, division leader Houston, after having recently lost 5 straight, won their last 2 by beating the Nationals, including tonight, 9-1. Second-place Seattle, meanwhile, are struggling to find consistency, as they drop their second straight to the red-hot A's 5-4. The Mariners trail the Astros by 5, and Texas 6-3 victors over the Angels sit 1 back of Seattle. Skipping over to the WNBA now, the game of the night featured the 2 finalists from last year's championship. And unlike then, the Minnesota Lynx topped the New York Liberty this time, 100-93. In Indiana, the Fever held off the Phoenix Mercury, 107-101. Lastly, the Atlanta Dream got 21 points from Naz Hillman, 3 of which were the game winner with under 3 seconds on the clock for an 88-85 win over the Dallas Wings. Which brings us to our coveted all-star stud performance for today. We're heading courtside in Minnesota for this one where, as we said a moment ago, the Lynx and Liberty met up this evening. The 2 teams met in the finals last season, with New York prevailing, and this season both teams appear destined for a rematch. If so, the Lynx gave New York something to think about with a 100-93 win. And it was forward Nafisa Collier leading the way, hitting 11 of 16 from the field, including a couple of threes and another 6 points from the line for 30 points in all. Now, as we are fond of saying, you want your best to be your best when playing against the best. And when they are, then they very well might be, as Nafisa Collier is for us, our ass of the night.